Hello, and welcome to this 300 Heals Champion Spotlight. Today we'll be reviewing Blackrock Shooter, who is a ranged AD carry champion. We'll be reviewing her moves, what she's capable of, and how to possibly build her and play her in any situation. With that said, Saber's passive is Friendship. Anytime an allied hero dies near you, you will gain a feather. You will gain a maximum stacks of 7 feathers, which your passive will tie in with your W. We'll get to that when we get to the W. With that said, your Q is an attack speed and range steroid. When you activate your Q for a certain amount of time, you will increase your attack speed and your attack range. Also, you'll gain the ability of your basic attacks piercing through units, as I will show you. It's good for wave clearing and damaging multiple units. I suggest always using it when available in a team fight, or using it to clear minion waves. Your W is a movement speed steroids. When you activate it, you'll gain a large amount of movement speed. I will not be able to show you the second activation of your W, as there is an actual second activation of your W, which is part of your passive. If you have a certain amount of stacks of your passive, when you activate your W, you will have a 6-second window to activate your W again. Upon the second activation of your W, all of your basic attacks will automatically crit for a certain amount of time. During the set amount of time, you will be untargetable by anyone. It's good to protect yourself and have self-pill from yourself in a team fight and for good damage output. Your E, however, is an AoE skill shot that does damage depending on how far they are away, as well as splash AoE damage. It's good for harassing an enemy hero in lane and for farming minions. I suggest maxing your E before any other skill. Your ultimate is a long-range skill shot that deals damage to all units it hits. For every unit it hits, you'll get 10 stacks from your passive for about 5 seconds. Every stack of the passive of your ultimate will give you 10% extra movement speed. As you can see. So for 2 seconds you'll gain that movement speed from your ultimates for every unit you hit. I suggest always putting a point in your ultimate, and I suggest using your ultimate either at the beginning of a team fight for maximum damage output, or for securing a kill on an enemy getting away. I have already changed the default build for Blackrock to a suggested build that I suggest to you guys. This is the build that I suggest that you build on Blackrock Shooter. This is usually the build that I use, with maybe a few changes in my gameplay videos. With that said, I suggest that you get the attack speed boots on Blackrock, the Blood Sword for sustain and extra damage, the River's Blade for the extra crit and attack speed, and the Kusanagi Sword. The Kusanagi Sword is good on Blackrock. Before its activation, you'll gain yourself an additional attack speed and movement speed bonus. The Zangetsu Blade is good on Blackrock as well, as it has armor penetration, although there is another item that you could replace for that item instead, which is the Surging Blade. The Surging Blade is good for armor penetration. And last but not least, the Razor Blade Tooth for its actual damage and percentage on your crit increase. For summoner spells, I suggest Teleporter Flash, Igniter Flash, or Healer Flash on Blackrock Shooter. With that said, this concludes the video and review for Blackrock Shooter, as this is as much as I can cover in the tutorial mode for you guys. I hope that was help, and I'll see you guys on the next review.